Hey everyone, welcome back to GCSE Computer Science Pseudo-code AQA series. In this video, we are diving into variables, constant, and assignment. Let's make this up super easy to understand and remember. So, a variable is like a box. You can change what's inside it anytime. Think of it as a flexible container. So, to assign, use an arrow to assign a value. So now John is assigned to a variable called name with the arrow. So this is how you assign a value to a variable. Now, the memory trick here is the arrow points to where the value goes. So the arrow is pointing where the value is going. The value John is passing to the variable name. So arrow is pointing there. And number 25 to a variable called age and assign through to a variable called isCoder. So look at here. We can also assign alphabetical. We can also assign numerical, and you can assign a boolean. So don't worry about if you don't know boolean, but just think true and false. We can assign true or false. Pretty simple, right? So now let's talk about reassigning a value. What if John decided to change his name to Mike? So just update it. So John is here. If I come back here and say name, Mike, Mike, what will happen here is when the code runs, the first time the name is John. Later after these lines of code has been run, then you reassigning a Mike to a variable name. So this will change to Mike. So this is called variable assignment, which can be changed. Now let's move on to constant. A constant is like a lockbox. So a box with lock. Once you set its value, it never changes. So as an example, constant, pi value is 3.141 and it never changes. So this type of value is suggested to use a constant variable. So now you can see the pi value here equals to 3.141. So in constant, always remember, is often used as all caps lock. Even the variable, so it needs to be prefixed by constant. Here, you don't need to prefix anything. Straight away, you can use name as a variable, which is called an identifier. So in constant with the identifier, which is a variable name, you need to prefix, you need to write constant is important. So you can see here, constant variable name or identifier assigned a value 23, which will never change. For example, if I come next time uh, and trying to reassign a value here and changing pi value, this will never change. It's because it's locked. The code will throw an error and it will shout, oh, you are reassigning a value to constant. It's not allowed. There is a reason. In programming languages, it's quite very helpful where you want to fix some value. So choose the meaningful name so your code is easy to understand. So as I'm using a meaningful name, John equals to a name variable, age. So these are the meaningful name to be a best coder. Try to use a meaningful name. Now let's visualize and what we learned theoretically, let's do it practically. So go to Edge Blocks, create a Python new project, and we're learning about variables. Select blocks and then create. So initially we would like to create a variable called name and assign a value John. So go to variable, create a variable called name, and then assign a value John. So remember, when is a number, you can straight away add a number. But when is alphabetical, when is alphabets or string, you need to do it with double single quote or double quote because it's a string. A computer wants to know it's a string, so better use double quote and say John. So I have assigned a value John. So name is equals to John. So now let's print this out to see a variable name. What we will have a value. So statement grab a print. Instead of one, I can say name. So easy peasy. Name John is assigned to a variable called name, and we're trying to print the name. We're not trying to print John, we're trying to print the name to see what's inside the name. So hit the run button, here, and you see it's printing as a John. That's good. So this, yeah, EduBlock doesn't let me copy the duplicate name for the variable because it's already assigned, but we can override on the code like calling name equals to variable and then reassigning its value Mike. Now guess, I'm printing name, what will be the result? I think you guessed already, you know what is the result. When I hit this, it's Mike because it's easily reassigned and overtaken by Mike. Yeah, in Python, there is no mechanism to create a truly immutable constant. So, like in Python, if I reassign, it will reassign, but there is no mechanism in Python. For you as a pseudocode learner, just keep in mind identifier and expressions. Identifier is the variable, and expressions is its value. When it comes to constant, identifier has to be prefixed with constant, all caps, and its variable also all caps assigned a value. So um, this is the basic variable and constant assignments. So that's it for variable constant and assignment. Keep this trick in mind, and pseudocode will be breeze. In the next video, we'll tackle the next topic. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips. See you soon.